Hey everyone, it is Dave. It's time to talk about module number 8. Now, module 8 is exciting because this is the halfway point of the class. It's also the week of our midterm exam. So when I take you over to the Canvas site, I'll show you where everything is laid out. Just a couple things of note. There is also a couple lectures in this module. One of them is optional on test-taking techniques. Hopefully that you will watch it and it will help you on this and further exams that you take in college. Second is a lecture on the art of ancient Egypt, which is a really cool lecture, but it's not on the midterm. It is on the final exam. So it's going to begin our material for the final. So I just want to let you know about that. So don't watch that prior to taking the midterm. Study for the midterm first. There is no journal this week because we are doing the midterm, and that's where I want you to spend your time. But make sure you've turned in journals 1 through 6. The link is in module 7. All right, let's head over to the Canvas site. I'll walk you through module 8. All right, here we are on the Canvas site. Module 8 is this week. That puts us halfway through the semester. Up top, I've got our video right here that you're watching, the action plan for the week, and a link to my office hours. Every Monday from 4 to 7, I'm available to you. The first lecture that I have is optional. It is on test-taking techniques. If you are finishing out your time here at Cal State Fullerton, you definitely don't need this. But if you are a freshman in your first year or maybe even a sophomore, this material is really important. It's something that we don't really teach in terms of how to take a test. And when I taught college success classes, I would spend a class period working on this, and it helps out tremendously. But I've got the lecture and then a worksheet that we would have filled out in groups if we were studying this in person. The second lecture is something you do need to watch. It's going to appear on the final exam. So take the midterm first, deal with this later in the week, or even next week is fine. It's no big hurry. Lecture on ancient Egypt, the study guide, and then for the further exploration section, what I'd like you to do is I put out kind of like a buffet style. There's so much stuff here that you should just choose a couple different things to watch, and you can spend as much time here as you would like. I would prefer at least 30 minutes, and you can always spend a lot more if you wanted. But I've got information like the hidden chambers behind King Tut's tomb. Things like the pictorial necklace we'll see in the lecture. We'll learn about Akhenaten. This is a cool video because it puts you as a tourist walking around the pyramids so you can actually see how large these are. A couple videos, music videos from the 80s and 70s. Either of these is really good. The mummification process. This one's much more serious. It's from the Getty. This one is just kind of a cool video, but both on the same subject. An In Search of episode of King Tut. A lot of people ask about the Book of the Dead. This is an hour-long lecture on that. And then also a documentary on the pharaohs. So this is a much longer video. And again, all of this is optional. But if you're into Egypt and Egyptian art and stuff like that, this is something you can bookmark and come back to later in the semester or after, the semester's over for the summertime. It's all up to you. Don't forget, journals need to be submitted in Module 7. So back in Module 7, here's the link to turn those in. Make sure you do that by the end of the week on the 15th, okay? Finally, the midterm exam. So the midterm exam opens up on Monday. It runs the entire week. You can take it anytime from Monday to Sunday. I do have it, like all the other projects, set at 3 o'clock on Sunday, but it is open till 11:59. But I don't want to hear about Canvas running slow in the afternoon or evening. That's why I always have the deadline set at 3 o'clock so you don't experience those problems. So you have 50 minutes in which to take the exam. The exam is 50 questions in length. The average completion time for the students, 35 minutes. So this is a pretty quick exam. Covers all the material from modules 1 through 7. So all the formal elements, principles of design, and lectures like Vincent van Gogh and modern art. When you begin, and we'll take a look at the first question for those of you nice enough to watch this video, what form of balance best characterizes this artwork? And so you just go down and you start clicking which type of balance you think is the best, or the correct answer, I should say. And then you click the next button, click the Submit Quiz when you're done. You'll notice the check mark gets marked every time you complete an answer. If you have a question that's too difficult, jump to the next one. You'll see that there are 50 questions here, so don't waste time on any specific questions. You can always go back to those. Over here, you've got your countdown clock. I believe it starts flashing at about 5 minutes. I've had a couple students complain that the flashing kind of bothers them. Make sure you have a Post-it note. Put it right over that if you need to. And that is going to be everything for this week. Good luck on the exam. And remember, no matter how good or how bad you do, continue contributing to the class. I have had students who have finished the midterm with an A and end up struggling to pass the class. I have had students who have failed the class, and after the midterm, they got their act together, they did the projects, did much better on the final exam, and passed the class. So keep in mind, we still have 8 weeks to go, then we can go on summer break. All right, everyone, if you have questions, drop me an email or visit my office hours.